What is an undeniably evil profession? The people that work for national debt relief. They trick vulnerable people who would do anything to get rid of their credit card debt into worsening their credit, accumulating even more debt. Absolutely evil. I had no idea. WTF this even way. Looked into it. WTF. How is this even legal? If they refuse to settle with them, you are now on the hook for your debt, late fees, and destroyed credit. Look at this shit gold mine. Do you offer a money back guarantee? Yes. We offer a money back guarantee because we want satisfied customers. Our guarantee: by joining our program, you will be on your way to reducing your debts. We are so confident in our professionalism, level of service and ability to get results that we do not charge a single penny in fees until your debt is settled. Not a single penny. If we are unable to settle your debt, or if you are unsatisfied for any reason up to the point of us settling your debts, you can cancel anytime without any penalties or fees. If we are not able to settle any of your accounts, you don't pay us. It is that simple. We get results or you don't pay. We call that our 100% satisfaction guarantee. No shit. It's straight against the law. The FTC made it illegal to collect before settlement back in 2010. And that isn't entirely true to the letter. The way the telemarketing sales rule is interpreted in the industry is the fee can be charged when the settlement is successfully negotiated and the first payment is made towards the settlement. Not once the settlement is completely paid or all the debts in the program are completely settled in full. Say a person enrolls with 10 accounts. When the first one is settled, the fee is collected proportionally. Stick with a not-for-profit debt relief company or call your creditors and negotiate interest, payoffs and or pauses. Happy to provide advice and strategies regarding managing debt. Edited to say debt adjusting is legal, but regulated at the federal and state level. Puppy mill businesses. They leave their breeding mamas in tiny cages 24/7. Breed them every heat cycle. And don't take care of them when they're older and have health issues that stem from their poor care. I witnessed a puppy mill firsthand in the 90s. My dad was the investigating officer and took me along with him to help with community cleanup. It was the most horrific thing I have ever witnessed in my life. You cannot imagine the smell. It makes my heart hurt 25 plus years later to think of it. Your dad really wanted you to have an unflinching, morbid experience. My childhood was an exercise in unusual encounters. I've been handed firearms and expected to kill people. I've been extracted through windows. We were even offered witness protection in the early 90s due to some of my dad's work. I was a green lawn care salesperson slinging toxins that kill bees to elderly people who definitely don't need a $2,000 9-month plan, but don't know any better. I felt pretty reprehensible. I had green for several months. When I first bought my house, don't kill me. I live in an hoe that's run by assholes and they're crazy about our yards. And I couldn't understand why I still had weeds. Checked my cameras, and this methodica would pull up, stick a sign in the yard, and then drive off. Didn't even treat it. Still pisses me off to think about it. I had green for one season. After moving into a new house, weeds got worse, and they said it was my fault for not calling to ask for additional treatments enough. Manager comes over to inspect the lawn and says, "Wow, did I actually see the guy spray anything on my lawn?" They offered to give me 3 treatments for free, but said forget it. I will do it myself. They called me every week for months because I left a nasty review with photos of my weed infested lawn on every site I could think of. It is either a complete scam or the guy on my route was useless. Either way, they are probably the worst customer service I have ever experienced. Predatory towing. The scummiest tow truck story I've heard was after Hurricane Sandy. Parts of the Jersey Shore were evacuated, and some tow companies went through grabbing as many cars as they could after the area was evacuated, and since it would often take weeks before people found out their car was in the impound, the fees were insane. This made me so mad I wanted to downvote because of how awful it is. Car warranty service telemarketers. Right. Like, dude, my car isn't 08. Nobody has a warranty available for a teenage car. Even if I wanted one. Leave me alone. Never thought I'd miss Rachel from Cardholder Services so much. LOL. Hope she's doing well. A couple years ago, when these first started and actual people would call you and not some automated voice, I answered and told the guy I was interested. He said, "Great. What kind of vehicle do you have?" My answer, "It's an 85 F150 and the motor is locked up. I could really use your help getting a new motor for this thing." Long pause. Click. I still have the truck and a junkyard motor that I rebuilt and have yet to put in it. My mom once answered and asked if they will cover anything. When they answered yes, she said relieved. Good, because we wanted to enter a destruction derby, and if you're gonna rover that, it will make it easier. The guy got upset at my mom for wasting his time and yelled at her. My mom was laughing at him in response. I've gone through their process several times. Each time they don't ask my name, they don't ask for my VIN, I make it all the way to the finance rep who confirms the price with me and the benefits and asks for a credit card just like that. They shuffle you through people to make it seem legit. When I talk to the finance person, I usually act like I have to go find a specific card, swaddle a little, yell at the kids to shut up, kick the dog out of the way, and start to read a random string of numbers, then go, "Wait, no, this is maximum doubt." Try again, yell at the kids again. Have an asthma attack. Take an inhaler. They give up at some point, but the blatant crime happening doesn't make me feel bad enough to not do it. Scammers targeting elderly people. I worked in a memory care unit, and one of my residents' family members had to come in and take her phone out of her room because she'd been talking to telemarketers. Ducking scum. I keep worrying about my grandmother. Both her mother and sister had some serious memory and judgment issues before they passed. Not sure if it was dementia, Alzheimer's, or something else. But what little I do know is that they had some serious lapses in memory and judgment before they passed. I was younger when they passed, but I've been picking up on some things here and there with my grandma. Doesn't always remember little things. Confused her grandchildren's names, she only has 4 and one lives with her. Has a hard time remember what she needs from the store without a list in front of her. Stuff like that. It's little stuff, but it's an ever increasing amount and magnitude of little stuff. Those behind scams and anything else that preys on the old and weak of mind deserve worse than death. They deserve the very pits of heck and an eternity of suffering and pain. Family vloggers, influencers that exploit their children for content. Micah and James Stauffer have to be the worst offenders. Adopting a special needs child from China, against advice from doctors and agents, to literally homing him their words after gaining the majority of their popularity and hits from their adoption journey. Yep, and the multitude of videos of her trying to teach him sign language, where she is giving him treats like a dog, and when he tries to give her some affection she just turns him down. So sad. Televangelist. Those guys are scammers, and every one of them knows it. Link. He definitely knows, haha. Child beauty pageant organizer promoter. The only good thing about child pageants is the episode of Always Sunny making fun of them. Multilevel marketing. Not one company, the entire industry is predatory. They're all just pyramid schemes that prey on vulnerable people. Hey hon. It seems like you have some bad information about the Herbalife family. If you have a second, I'd like to take the opportunity to lorem ipsum. Payday loan provider. I used to know a guy that would get payday loans to pay off previous payday loans. It was sad. That's pretty much the business model. MLM agents. I'm surprised that no one mentioned paparazzi. They are leeches. I caught the end of a TV program following one the other day. It was his opportunity to show that paparazzi are just honest people doing a job. But no, he came across as even more unpleasant than I expected. He just couldn't help himself. Patent troll. The person who makes mobile ads. Instead of a 30-second ad, let's do a multi-stage ad containing 22-second segments that take 5 seconds each to load and require confirmation. That should make people want to buy our stuff. Psychics. Especially every single one that's worked with police or a family looking for a missing loved one, etc. One time in a Target, a random woman came up to me and said, "You have to call me right away. I already know you need help. Here's my card. Please don't wait to call." Because apparently I look like a sucker. Incredibly predatory. Shark finning for the hordes of selfish people who eat shark fin soup. Telemarketing reverse mortgages. Health insurance adjusters. Here's an example that happens thousands of times every day. You go to the doctor's office because of some pain, abdominal, knee pain, whatever. Doctor is slightly concerned and says we should check for abnormalities and orders an MRI. You show up at the imaging place and are told insurance isn't covering it, and without insurance it's $900. Could be ducking cancer, some internal damage, but nope. Insurance won't cover a simple imaging. A company with $250 billion of revenue just can't afford it, even though you are paying them precisely to do this. Who made this medical decision for you? Your doctor, who went through 4 years of medical education and several more of residency. Who knows your medical history? Nope. This pencil pusher at their ducking desk made it, based on how much you are likely going to cost for their company. So, unless you're decently wealthy or just desperate, you don't get to know what's causing your pain, because an insurance adjuster thinks you should take an aspirin instead and see how that works because it's cheaper. They are incentivized to not pay for your medical care. Most companies will suffer from making shitty products or providing poor services, but insurance companies will profit from going against your interests, breaking their own rules and hoping you don't call them out or litigate. Car insurance is better because at least if other drivers are at fault, incentives are aligned and they will fight for you. But to health insurers, your body is always the enemy. It's absolutely insane to me how this is allowed in this day and age. Nestle executives. Water is not a human right. Nestle. Certain brackets of insurers fall into this category. They make their dime on human misfortune and misery. Televangelist. The people that copyright strike YouTubers and steal all revenue from them over 0.0005 seconds of audio. Mediums. Using people's grief and beliefs to scam them of their money while they think they are interacting with a lost loved one. Human trafficker. Anything in the for-profit prison racket. Any advertiser who doesn't allow you to skip ad on YouTube. I've legit been trying to psychologically train myself to have negative associations with brands that do this. That's how bad it's gotten. BuzzFeed employees who make askreddit posts to farm the public for content. I scrolled a long way without seeing the tobacco industry. Lobbyist for incarceration. Reddit loves to shit on private prisons, but that is putting all your energy into a scapegoat. Public or private, the number of people we incarcerate in this country is absolutely insane. Criminal justice is ducked. Management who lay off their employees days before Christmas. Duck that better. CEO. Corporate lobbyist. Alternatively, congressperson by title. Lobbying check accepted by practice. As an MD I must say, health insurance companies, mid to upper level hospital administration, I'm not here to change your mind or argue why, but I've seen enough to make me feel this way. Funeral industrial complex. The entire industry is like a vulture feeding off the bereaved at their lowest ebb.